Welcome back to Mike's Yoga channel and welcome to this Yin Yoga for baseball players designed to help you rest and recover. When you're ready, roll your mat, grab some water, and let's get started. Okay everyone, so let's begin by coming into a seated position with the legs extended long, keeping the legs together and keeping the feet flexed towards you. We'll start by coming into a seated forward fold. So from here on your next inhale, let's bring our hands up towards the sky. Exhale, melt it forward, grabbing onto the toes or the feet if you can. If you can't, that's okay. You can just let your hands rest where they naturally fall. And in this pose, we're really breathing into the back of the legs. So this sequence is a great sequence after a long day, whether you just played a game or a bunch of games, or maybe you've been training or practicing really hard and you're at the end of the day and you're just looking to rest and recover and wind down. This is the sequence for you. And whenever I practice Yin Yoga, I love to practice a 6 and 6 breath. So inhaling for 6 seconds and exhaling for 6 seconds. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale, mindfully release, roll it back up. Awesome job, you guys. From here, we'll make our way into an extended child's pose. Take your time getting there. So in this extended child's pose, let's bring our knees as wide as the mat, letting the big toes touch behind you. And then from here, just start to walk your hands along in front of you, letting your forehead rest in the mat. In this pose, we're really breathing into the back body, the shoulders, as well as the hips. Again, I encourage you to come back to that 6 and 6 breath. Take one more breath here. And exhale from here very mindfully. Let's shift forward and we'll come onto our stomachs. From here we'll take a Sphinx pose. So to get into this pose, let's stack the elbows right underneath the shoulders, letting the forearms rest out in front of you. Palms of the hands are active in pushing into the mat, so you're pushing yourself up, so you're opening up your chest, opening up your heart. In this pose, you should definitely feel a nice stretch in the back body. Let's take one more breath. Exhale, mindfully release. Awesome job, you guys. From here, we'll make our way into a deer pose, otherwise commonly referred to as a 90-90 pose. So in this pose, we're essentially just creating two 90-degree angles in our legs. So let's start with our right leg in front of us, keeping this right knee in line with our right hip. 90-degree angle in the leg, right foot is flexed. And then let's bring our left leg behind us, left knee in line with this left hip, 90-degree angle, left foot is flexed. Hands can just rest by your sides, sit up nice and tall. Awesome stretch for the hips here. And again, I encourage you to close your eyes and just come back to your breath. Let's take one more breath. Exhale, mindfully release. From here, let's just take it over to the other side. So bringing our left leg in front of us, our right leg behind us. Keeping this left knee in line with this left hip, 90-degree angle, left foot is flexed, right knee in line with the right hip, 90-degree angle, right foot is flexed, hands resting by your sides. I don't know about you guys, but I'm already starting to feel zenned out. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale, mindfully release. From here, let's make our way onto our backs. Take your time getting there. And then once you do get here, let's hug our knees into our chest and wrap your arms around your knees, giving yourself a nice big hug. Feel free to rock side to side, massaging the spine. And now from here, we'll make our way into a supine twist. So let's start by keeping our right knee hugged into our chest. Let's extend our left leg out long. And then from here, mindfully guide this right knee over to the left and bring this right arm into a T or a cactus. In this pose, really try and make sure both shoulders are firmly rooted in the mat. So if your right shoulder is coming up off the mat, see if you can just dial it back a bit so both shoulders are firmly rooted. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale, mindfully come back to center. Again, let's just take it over to the other side. So let's extend this right leg long, hug our left knee into our chest. And then from here, guide this left knee over to the right, left arm coming into a T or a cactus. Again, really try and make sure both shoulders are firmly rooted. So if your left shoulder is coming up off the mat, just dial it back. Let's take one more breath. Exhale, come back to center. From here we'll come into our second to last pose, which is a reclined butterfly. So simply just bring the soles of your feet together, letting the knees open up wide, letting the hips open up naturally. A couple options with your hands. You can just rest them by your sides, or you can also have one hand on your belly, the other one on your heart. Let's take one more breath here. And on your next exhale, let's come into our final pose, which is Savasana. So extending the legs out long, extending the arms out long, taking up some space. Closing your eyes, coming back to your breath, letting the body and the mind reap all the benefits from today's practice, as well as today's other practice, whether you had a game or just a hard day in training. So I encourage you to stay here for as long as you like, or if you're ready to go, you can mindfully rock up, coming into a seated position of your choice. And that wraps up our Yin Yoga practice today. I'm definitely feeling that one. From here, let's bring our hands together at our hearts. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any recommendations for videos, be sure to let me know in the comments below. From here, let's bring our hands up to our third eye. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.